If you look at a text written by the Apostle Paul, specifically 1 Corinthians 15:3, he essentially writes that if the resurrection didn't physically happen, then the entire Christian faith is completely, to use his word, useless.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
Right. The religious, philosophical, and moral framework hinges on this same historical event.
Which is incredibly rare for religion. As other historical figures, Muhammad confused. The original narrative movement do not hint at a physical resurrection. Followers acknowledge they fought, died, and their bodies stayed in the grave.
Right?
Jesus only different except radical claim. Everything on the assertion that he was publicly crucified, buried, and then physically walked out of a tomb.
And I want to pause on that 1 Corinthians text for a second, because a skeptic might say, well, Paul wrote that decades later, easy for legends to grow over 50 or 100 years.
Sure, that's a common assumption.
But historians do that specific text as a late legend, do they?
No, they don't. This is history really fascinating. Critical scholars, including secular and atheist historians, analyze the structure of 1 Corinthians 15.
Mm-hmm.
The verses where Paul lists the people who saw the resurrected Jesus are structured as an early creed. In the original language, it has this rhythmic oral tradition cadence.
Like a chant or a poem to help people memorize it.
Exactly. And based on linguistic analysis and historical dating, scholars widely agree that Paul received this creed incredibly early. We are talking about a finalized statement of belief that dates back to within 3 to 5 years of the actual crucifixion.
Wait, really? 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
That completely shatters the idea that this was a myth that evolved over centuries, like legends of Hercules or King Arthur.
Precisely. Myths usually required generations to form, specifically so the original eyewitness. Specifically so the original eyewitness.
Convince, like, thousands of people that a highly controversial, locally executed political prisoner is suddenly alive.
Right.
And you aren't trying to do this in some distant, uneducated province where rumors are hard to verify.
Specifically
You are
so the
attempting to spark this movement in the exact same city where he was publicly tortured and killed just weeks prior.
Yeah, the geography alone is wild.
I mean, the authorities who ordered his death are still in power. The executioners are still on duty. The grave where he was buried is literally a short walk away.
It's an easily falsifiable claim.
Exactly. To make a claim like that in a geographic location where your facts can be instantly checked is an incredibly dangerous starting point for a historical movement.
The physical reality, the geography, and the political power structures are all, sitting right there to instantly crush the movement.
Okay, let's unpack this. That unbelievable tension-making and impossible claim
like
in the very place
thousands
where
of
anyone
people
could supposedly
that a
prove it
highly
wrong,
controversial,
that is the
locally
starting point for
executed
our deep
political
dive
prisoner
today. So
is
welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We are
Suddenly
taking
alive.
you on
Right.
an
And you aren't trying to do this in some
analytical
distant, uneducated
journey.
province where rumors are hard
What
to
is
verify.
out of the
You are
ordinary.
attempting to
Eyewitness.
spark this
Human-
movement in the exact city where he was publicly
We really into the
tortured and
line. We have to set some firm ground rules. Our mission today is not theoretical. We are wearing our historian hats. We are going to look at the historical arguments, the cultural context of the first century, and the logical deductions surrounding the resurrection.
right, we are remaining completely impartial.
Exactly. This isn't about endorsing a religious viewpoint. It's about exploring the secular records, the psychology of the early, and the vigorous arguments presented by scholars and skeptics alike. We are dissecting the anatomy of the claim itself.
Well, let's jump right into the stakes here
Yeah.
because they are astronomically high. If you look at a text written by the Apostle Paul, specifically 1 Corinthians 15:3, he essentially writes that if the resurrection didn't physically happen, then the entire Christian faith is completely, to use his word, useless.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
Right. The religion itself admits that its entire philosophical and moral framework hinges on this single historical event.
Which is incredibly rare for a world religion.
Right.
I mean, if you analyze other major historical religious figures, Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, the foundational narratives of their movements do not hinge on a physical resurrection.
They just don't.
No.